This lesson shows how to solve multi-step equations. Sometimes an equation can have more than one variable. In this case, the first step to finding a solution is to combine these terms. So you need to remember a previous lesson about combining like variable terms. The terms of an expression are the parts of the expression joined by addition or subtraction. This expression has two terms. The first term is a variable term because one of its factors is a variable. The number 2 is the coefficient of the term. The second term, 3, is the constant term. Like variable terms are terms with the same variables. To combine terms, add their coefficients. For example, 3a plus 5a is 3 plus 5a, or 8a. And 8x minus 4x is 8 minus 4x, or 4x. And 6m plus m is 6 plus 1m, or 7m. And negative 4 plus y is negative 4 plus 1y, or negative 3y. And finally, negative x minus 4x is negative 1 minus 4x, or negative 5x. Now, returning to the equation, it has two like variable terms. The first step is to combine like terms, 6x minus x into 5x. Then subtract 4 from both sides of the equation, which gives 5x equal 20. Then divide both sides by 5 for the solution x equal 4. Here's another example of an equation with like variable terms. The first step is to combine negative x minus 3x into negative 4x. Then subtract 8 from both sides of the equation, and you get negative 4x equals 8. Notice that subtract 4x becomes minus 4x. Then divide both sides by negative 4 for the solution x equal negative 2. Sometimes an equation can have expressions in parentheses. In this case, the first step to finding the solution is to use the distributive property to eliminate the parentheses. So you need to remember a previous lesson about how to use the distributive property. The distributive property says you can multiply across the sum or a difference. For example, 3 times x plus 5 is 3 times x plus 3 times 5, for 3x plus 15. And 5 times x minus 4 is 5 times x plus 5 times negative 4, for 5x minus 20. And negative 2 times a plus 3 is negative 2 times a minus 2 times 3, for negative 2 minus 6. And finally, negative 4 times x minus 7 is negative 4 times x minus 4 times negative 7, for negative 4x plus 28. Now returning to the equation, the first step is to distribute 3 over x minus 2. This gives 3x plus 3 times negative 2, which is 3x minus 6. Then add 6 to both sides of the equation, and you have 3x equals 21. Then divide both sides by 3 for the solution, x equals 7. Here's one more example of an equation with parentheses. The first step is to distribute negative 2 across x minus 3. This gives negative 2 times x minus 2 times negative 3, which is negative 2x plus 6. Then combine the constants 6 and 8 for 14. Next, subtract 14 from both sides of the equation. This gives negative 2x equals 10. Then divide both sides by negative 2, and you have the solution, x equals negative 5. This lesson showed how to solve multi-step equations. And this lesson was brought to you by the Math Fun Academy. Its continuing mission: to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new math and new equations, to boldly go where no math student has gone before.